Greetings, family. I am Dr. Timothy Farmer. I am excited to be here at Calvary United Methodist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, with none other than the senior pastor here, Reverend Jason Hudgins, who is doing an amazing job, wonderful work here in this church and in this community. Reverend Hudgins, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you for being here with us today.
Most definitely.
So we've had an opportunity to work together. Well, first, even before working together in this capacity, we work together in the academic space.
We have.
And we are both students at Hampton University School of Religion in the PhD program, and he is the superstar student. So I look to him and yield to him for a lot of advice and support, and we both are making it happen together.
We're making it happen.
Yes, sir. So tell us about your work here and as far as the history of Calvary and when you came to be pastor here and some of the things that are forthcoming with Calvary.
Sure. Calvary is 153 years old, so a historic church with a modern mission. I have been pastor a little over a year. Last July is when I was officially appointed. So I have as a senior pastor, I have a founding pastor's responsibilities, but a successor's motive or stature, it seems like sometimes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so here at Calvary, I know there are a lot of initiatives and projects that are taking place. Can you speak to some of the initiatives and things that are forthcoming as it relates to what's to come for Calvary?
Yeah, over the history of the church, 153 years, we've been a homeless shelter. We've been a food kitchen. We are bringing back the social aspect around our ministries. How can we impact the people who live in this community, deal with some of the deficiencies that we see? So, for instance, we're going to build a computer lab here in the next year because 20% of our kids don't have access to broadband internet. And so utilizing all the tools and resources that we have in order to be not just a place to worship on Sunday, but a hub really to interact with throughout the week.
Wow. And that's amazing because to your point, our students and our children, in order to be successful in the academic space at school and even in being college and career ready, need to have access.
100%.
And so being a community hub for them for that purpose is an amazing work. And that's wonderful that Calvary is doing that.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's where we want to be positioned. We want people to know they can stop by at any point during the week. Somebody will be here and there will be services available to move them forward in life.
And I'm sure that can support your senior population as well.
100%. We have a new senior workout facility in the back, but also we call them our butterflies, our senior butterflies, the ability to connect around things that sometimes scare them, like technology, gives us the ability really to form a deep connection with them. Our younger members can interact with them, and there's some points of synergy there.
Okay. As a pastor in the 21st century, technology is paramount. So what is your perspective about the importance of technology in the church, in the worship space?
I think it's paramount. If you talk about spreading the gospel, you have to have the ability to leverage all of technology in every way possible. And so as a pastor in the 21st century, I'm looking for any tool and resource that helps me get the gospel outside of the sanctuary into the community. And whether that's somebody listening to a clip on TikTok or listening to the entire service when their schedule allows, I want, no matter how they consume information, for us to be in that space as a church.
So with that in mind, what are some of the things as far as Calvary's technology plan that you're looking to incorporate here for the worship environment? And I know you mentioned the computer lab, but even beyond that, as far as the full totality of the technology here.
Yes, when we engaged the Farmer Group and engaged you, it was a conversation around what could we possibly do. So we didn't put a lot of parameters. There were some things we knew we needed to change as far as our worship flow, as far as the technology that we used around microphones or lights or the physical technology that we need in the sanctuary, but then adding screens in the building. How do we integrate in where someone checks in when they walk through the door? If they have kids, we know where their kids are. And so utilizing all of the technology tools as much as possible so that someone has a seamless experience from the moment they walk through that door until they get back in their car to head home.
And that's an amazing thing that you're looking to do here. So how have you addressed technology resistance? with persons who may be older or may not be older, but might not be technologically savvy or maybe apprehensive around it. As a pastor or from your technology committee, how has that approach been uh, rolled out for your members and those in the community who you support?
Yeah, we did a lot of conversation on the front end around what technology was coming, where were we looking to do some investment to deal with some of that hesitancy. Some of it was age related. A lot of it was just skill related. People who had never been exposed of all of the things that you can do around technology in a church. We're used to our homes and our workspaces being technologically vibrant, but something about the church doesn't always lead people to that place. And so, number one, letting people know it's okay to use technology in the sanctuary, but also we should expect that. We should look for as many tools and resources to spread the gospel as possible.
So, to that end, how do you address the person, in addition to what you've done, if you have a member who still has a flip phone?
I still have members that have flip phones.
And the flip phone that is held together by duct tape and a rubber band. So with that, and those members who do, how do you continue to engage or help to transition them to devices or a perspective around what current devices can do for what they need?
Yeah, it's about exposure. I say the same thing with my seniors that I say with our kids, that if you expose them, if you give them access to these tools and resources, they're most likely going to want to use them because they see what it can do and how it makes their life easier. And so with those members that still have flip phones, I'm thinking of specific
and no shade
people.
To the flip phone.
No shade to the flip phone congregation. What we do is we expose them, we connect them with other members of the congregation that do have a lot of technological acumen, and we expose them so that it's not so scary. If I know that I can FaceTime with the grandkids, or I know that I can use these tools and resources in my day-to-day life, it creates a lot less resistance as we go forward.
That's amazing. So as far as the technology assessment experience, can you tell us about how that was for you and your team to help get you from the goal to ultimately having a plan?
Number one, it was a great experience. Number one, you and the team were embedded in my worship experience, both on a Saturday as they were preparing for the worship experience, but then on Sunday, hearing what was going on in service, how were people interacting, how did people look to interact, but weren't able to. And so having someone who was on the ground in the sanctuary was very important. I didn't feel like it was just a bunch of tech that's on a spreadsheet about what we need to buy. It was what was going to work best for Calvary, what was going to move us forward, and also where were the areas where we maybe were not quite ready to make that jump, but we could start moving towards the ultimate goal, and that was important also.
And so, and thank you for the opportunity to support your ministry in that regard. And so if you had the opportunity to connect or give advice to a pastor who may have similar dynamics of a congregation that you do, but may not know where to start, maybe apprehensive or afraid, what advice would you give to them to help them get from where they are to where they ultimately can be?
Have the mindset where they call in the experts. It is technology is something that moves quickly. It can it can make you afraid looking from the outside in. Even as a pastor who I work in the corporate space, I deal with technology every day, but knowing what we need to invest in now for the next 5 to 10 years, what do we need to put in place now so that we have something in place and beyond that is important. And so having those experts, someone that knows what they're doing in all of these spaces, but also has the connections of saying, here's what we should purchase and here's who we should purchase it from, is a massive step forward for us. A lot of pastors are used to having the answers, and my advice would be you don't have to have the answers in this area. This is it can be complicated, and so pull in someone that knows what your church is looking to do, knows the physical being of your church, of how we should put things in, that it makes it work long term.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And we look forward to sharing more information about how technology can impact your congregation in the future. Thank you.